Hello everybody, Aaron the Nintendrovert here. Welcome back to part 6 of our playthrough of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Start of the game, we got blown away from our home island that got frozen over by these evil Viking animals called the Snowmads, but now we finally made our way back home to Donkey Kong Island, which is now frozen over. So yeah, let's hop right into it. We're preparing to take on the final boss here at the end of the game and wrap things up. We'll probably do 2 more episodes. I'm debating on how I want to break this up. If we want to fight the final boss on this episode, if we do that, then the last episode will probably be pretty short because there's like 3 bonus levels, like after you beat the game, if you've 100% completed everything else. So maybe we'll only beat half of the world on this episode, because I believe this is kind of a longer one. I want to say maybe closer to like, I don't know, 9 levels or something like that. I love the music that plays here. This is probably the best track in the whole soundtrack, which this game, you know, just in general has such a phenomenal soundtrack. Well, now the music's gone. Now we're just getting the generic bonus mini game music here. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse sounding. I was trying to clear my throat, see if that helps any. But yeah, so we might only play half of this world on this episode, and then we can finish out the world and do those bonus levels on the next episode. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just kind of wing it. Oh, well, I got distracted talking there. But we'll just play it by ear and see how we're feeling as this goes on. See where we're at after we've recorded for about an hour. But yeah, I love the music that plays here. This song also played, or at least part of it did, in the opening cinematic that we watched when the Snowmads first attack. But yeah, it's just such a powerful song. It's just very, very high stakes, very climactic. I don't know. It's good. It just gets the blood pumping. Just listen to that. It's like we're taking our final stand. I've got the audio turned up just a little bit, so hopefully that won't be detectable on the mic. But for selfish reasons, I needed to be able to hear the music here. So yeah, apologies if you can hear an echo or anything on the recording here. But yeah, I prioritized my needs over yours, viewers. So. It's so good. I love it. It's got a very Nordic kind of vibe to it, which is very fitting for these Viking animals that have taken everything over. It's got that kind of Celtic sort of sound to it. Grab these bananas. Maybe I will turn it down a notch. I'm a little paranoid that this is going to pick up on the microphone. Hopefully not, but just such a powerful melody. This is probably in my top 10 favorite tracks from any video game ever. I love this music that's playing right now. We'll grab the puzzle piece. Get it, Donkey Kong, go. Oh no. Yeah, we're dead. Oh well, we got the puzzle piece though. At least when we die, we don't have to collect the puzzle pieces over again. So, you know. We did lose Dixie though, so that's a bit of a problem. We got a blue Easter bunny. Take this guy out. Get out of here. Just the build up and the music. Oh, I love it so much. It's so good. This is like, I know this is like, just makes me sound so lame, but I tend to prefer, like, I honestly typically like more than like pop music or whatever else, you know. I just listen to soundtracks, just orchestral instrumental stuff like this, you know. That's what comprises the majority of my playlist. Whew. Almost missed that. Alright, first level in the books. Almost maxed out all of all of our banana coins. We should probably spend those here shortly. So once we get up to 999, then we won't be able to hold it anymore. Yeah, let's go do that real quick. Let's go spend some of them. Show off Funky Kong's store here. There's one of these in every world, but we've not unlocked it yet for this final world. So let's go up here. I think it's called Funky Kong's Flying By. Yeah, Funky's Flying By. Let's hop in here. Long time no see. Welcome to Funky. In the DK cartoon I was talking about a few episodes back, the Donkey Kong Country cartoon with the really dated CG. Funky has kind of like a Jamaican accent, so we'll give him that. Whoa, no, long time no see. Welcome to Funky's Flying By. Don't tell me you forgot your pal Funky Kong. I'm here to help you on another epic adventure. Nothing like classic Red for Righteous revivals. They're not going to read all this dialogue. It's a heart, you better not think too much about that, bro. Okay, I think this confirms that he's probably a stoner. This stuff is awesome. I have no idea what it is, dude, but it tastes radical. Yeah, I don't know. Vehicle troubles, it's dangerous to... Okay, there's a Zelda reference. It's dangerous to go alone. Take one of these. I've got a shirt that has that on there. In the first Zelda game on the NES, you go into a cave and this guy says, this old man says, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And he gives you not a shield, but your sword at the start of the game. It's a very iconic quote. Squawks is the bird with the word on finding puzzle pieces. So yeah, he'll alert us if we're close to a puzzle piece like that we've missed. Then we've got this little machine here. We can pay tokens to get some. You can unlock these little. They're like figurines, like little 3D dioramas you can rotate. So we'll spend some of our stuff on them here. There's one for each of the different characters, kind of like in Smash Brothers. You know, the trophies where you can kind of view the little 3D model. Try to collect all of them. Sometimes they will give you repeats though. The guy's name's Harold. That fat bunny rabbit that I always call the Easter Bunny. Apparently his name's Harold for whatever reason. Yeah, we got getting some duplicates here. Why are we getting so many duplicates? Okay, yeah, we've spent a decent amount. Oh yeah, so Funky, let's see what he says here. Okay, well, never mind, it's gone. So on YouTube, I remember, I don't know if it's still one of the top results, but I remember back in probably like, I don't know, maybe 2017, something like that, I typed in one time just Funky Kong in the YouTube search results. I don't remember what I was looking for, but for whatever reason, the algorithm, I'll go ahead and hop into the next level here. You can type it in and see if you can find it, but I just typed in Funky Kong, and the top results was like all of these weird like ASMR roleplay videos. It made me so uncomfortable. I clicked on a couple of them out of just morbid curiosity. I had to watch it, and one of them was like Funky Kong consoles you at the airport after a messy divorce. It was like the most specific, just nonsensical stuff. He just like, you know, it's like whoever's doing it, it's like they're chewing gum, and so they're just like, and he's like, you know, how was your trip at the airport? Radical. Just talking real low, just, that's totally bodacious, bro. I don't know. It made me feel weird. I'm not into ASMR. It's so, it just seems so weirdly erotic. I don't know. Like it's. I don't guess it's supposed to be sensual. At least not in most cases. I don't know, but that's just how it feels, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Oh, we got a different one this time. Now it's a ice one. This reminds me a lot of the original Mario Brothers arcade game, and you've got like some of the bonus levels, and it's like iced over like this, and you're sliding around, and you got to get the coins in like 15 or 10 seconds or something before time runs out. If anybody knows what I was talking about, there was a version of those on like a lot of the old Game Boy Advance games, like the Super Mario Advance series games had that on there. But yeah, that's kind of what that level there made me think of, or that little bonus area rather. Say hi to our little porky friend. Anybody ever watch the Looney Tunes show on Cartoon Network that came out probably like 2011, something like that? Where it's Looney Tunes, but unlike the original Looney Tunes, where it's you know, kind of slapstick little shorts. It's like maybe, you know, 7 minutes long, and they're all kind of you know, there's not really any consistency or like continuity to them. The Looney Tunes show was this this reboot on Cartoon Network where it takes more of a sitcom style format, like Friends or something, you know, where Bugs and Daffy are like you know, living together in like a they're not like a gay couple or nothing. They're just Daffy's a deadbeat, and he's just crashing with Bugs until he's able to get back on his feet, which is never, because Daffy's like lazy and doesn't want to work a job, and Bugs is basically just having to take care of him. He's just mooching off of Bugs. But it's yeah, it's more of a sitcom. Each episode's like a, you know, 22-minute you know, so like it's a full like time slot or whatever. It's not shorts. It's not like 2 11-minute episodes. It's like a full TV block or whatever. But yeah, each episode, like there's continuity to it. Like a lot of, you know, I mean, every episode has its own plot, but there's some things that kind of they reference back to, like that happened in previous episodes, you know. But it is so funny. I'm really not the biggest fan of more like slapstick comedy, like the old Looney Tunes or like Three Stooges, stuff like that. It just doesn't really do it for me that much. Even stuff like Tom and Jerry I liked as a kid, but as an adult it's not something I really have much of an interest going back and watching. I like something with more of a plot, with more like writing involved, you know, more dialogue and stuff. But yeah, the Looney Tunes show, it was so funny. I highly recommend that to anybody who hasn't watched it. It still holds up. It's a fantastic show. Yeah, this music that's playing right now on this level here, Seashore War, the composer David Wise said this is actually his favorite song in the game, his favorite track that he composed. It's definitely a good one. I do like this track quite a bit. Would I go so far as to say that it's the best one? Personally, I disagree. But you know, I mean, he's the man who composed it, so how can I really argue with that? You know, it's a very good one though. You know, kind of an acoustic guitar. It's a lot more somber. Like it's very heavy. You know, like DK's just got the weight of the world on his shoulders here, just carrying these burdens. I don't know. I say that, but DK's really probably not that complex of a character. He just wants his island back. All he's got on his mind is just bananas, and I don't know. Probably don't want to know the other thing on his mind. All those monkeys only have one thing on their mind. It is a really great song, though. Just get out the little lighter and hold it up and just... Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, that's another level in the books. Do we get all the... Okay, yeah, we got everything. Got all the Kong letters. Even got all the puzzle pieces. And they're shipping me water. And something that's neat is that Donkey Kong Country Returns, the whole game takes place on DK Island here. And each of the levels in Tropical Freeze on this final world Like level 1 here is the first world from that game. This is from the second world of that game, which was like a beach world. This one here is from the third world, which was like a kind of an Aztec sort of a inspired ruins world, etc. But they're all frozen over, so it's kind of like familiar but different. So that's like a really neat touch if you've played that game, which we will on this channel before long once the Switch version comes out here in just a few months, really. So not too long to wait. 2025's already got some pretty good games announced that will be coming out. We got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. We got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remakes. Not sure how many people are that interested in Dragon Quest. It's kind of pretty niche here in the States. Very big in Japan, but over here not so much. But people really ought to give Dragon Quest a chance because they're a lot of fun. Granted, they are a little bit repetitive, kind of like how people say, I guess, about Pokemon, how they're kind of very formulaic, you know. I kind of feel like you've played one Dragon Quest, you kind of played them all. But Dragon Quest XI on Switch is a phenomenal game. That's the first one I played, and I absolutely loved it. It made me really want to just get into the whole rest of the Dragon Quest franchise. Since then, I've played Dragon Quest 8. Which was pretty good. A lot of people say that's like the best one. I thought it was good. I wouldn't say I was blown away by it. I played the 3DS version, which adds like voice acting and stuff that I don't think was in the original. I played some of Dragon Quest VII, but I haven't finished that one. And then I've played Dragon Quest Treasures, which was this spin-off that came out a couple years ago. That's kind of, in some ways, kind of a prequel to Dragon Quest XI. Stars one of the side characters from that game. And his sister, and then I played Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, and finished that one. That's another, that's a pretty good one. It's very different. It's more of a little bit closer to Pokemon, but yeah, the Dragon Quest games are, you know, turn-based RPGs, pretty similar to Pokemon. So if you're not into JRPGs, you know, it might not be for you, but I think they're a lot of fun. I've never been the biggest RPG guy, but I'm trying to get into them more here. I like how those bananas just die from that block there. Hey, you got a puzzle piece. But yeah, I've never been the biggest RPG guy. I like Dragon Quest. I've been trying to get into Pokemon. I'd never really much... Like, I didn't really grow up with Pokemon, not even the cartoon, really. It just never really appealed to me. But I've since gone back. I played, the first Pokemon game I actually beat was Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is technically kind of a spin-off. That game's amazing. It's got kind of some open world. It's not like fully open world. Is there anything over here? Maybe not. I like that big giant DK in the background there on the right. Based on the arcade game, and he's holding a Wii U gamepad that's got Donkey Kong Jr. on it, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of interesting. I figured they would have updated that to make it like a Switch console when they ported it over, but no, that's still a Wii U gamepad, I'm pretty sure. It's got a little DK Jr. on the screen, but yeah, Pokemon. I love Legends Arceus. I also picked up Pokemon Violet. I know some people, a lot of people kind of hated on that one. There's a lot of controversy because of the performance issues. It is pretty rough around the edges, but as far as the gameplay goes, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I wouldn't say I was blown away, but you know, I had a good time with it. Blurry Flurry, this is a pretty good one. It's another one of the Rocket Barrel levels. What else was there? I did play Pokemon Sword. That one had a lot of controversy too. I'll be honest, I didn't really care much for Sword. That one was pretty whatever. I thought it would be pretty good because I know it had. I know it was still like a linear game, but I knew about like kind of like the wild areas or area, I should say. I thought there was like 2 of them, but it turns out there was just the one. So that was pretty anticlimactic to realize there was only the one like wild area where you could kind of just explore wherever you wanted. So that was pretty disappointing. But yeah, that game just didn't really do it for me. Even like the plot twist with like the main villain, it was like you could see it coming from a mile away. so the story wasn't very engaging. That is something about Pokemon. Well, really, I like the story pretty good in Pokemon Legends was pretty good too, where it's kind of like this tribal feud sort of over like just kind of religious differences, and like both sides think that their interpretation is right, and so they're kind of at war with each other. You can draw a lot of parallels to like you know, things happening in the real world, like in the Middle East and stuff. So I wouldn't have expected a Pokemon game to tackle issues like that. But that was good. But I really like the story in Pokemon Violet with the. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's not played that game, but there's this one like arc that kind of leads into the finale of the game with this guy has kind of an absentee dad who he sort of holds a grudge against, and because like he's really busy like doing his research. He's like a professor at the Pokemon like university or whatever. But how that wraps up is really interesting. Another thing where it's like that's pretty heavy. I'm pretty surprised, and kind of like I haven't watched really any of the Pokemon like movies or anything, but from my understanding they can go pretty heavy. So I don't know, maybe I've been missing out this whole time by not giving it more of a chance. But yeah, I didn't really care really at all for the story in Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's a fun little cameo back there, that frozen giant bat that shows up in the Donkey Kong Country game before this one, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and he's in the World 4 in like the cave world, which is what this level is based on. So that's kind of fun, just kind of see what's changed on the island in the time between the first game to this one, how the old inhabitants are still there, but they're also kind of suffering. Even that enemy there's kind of suffering from these the snowmads that have taken everything over and froze the place. So that's kind of a neat little thing there. But I'm trying to think what other Pokemon games. Oh, I recently beat Pokemon Shining Pearl, and I wasn't too crazy about that one either. I think I just the more linear Pokemon games just don't really resonate with me, where I never grew up with it. It's very hard for me to get into it. Like it just feels so repetitive and kind of tedious, if I'm being honest. Where it's like you take a few steps on one of the routes, you know, like now we're on Route 204 or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up route numbers. And then it's like, okay, you just walk in a few steps, and then like, oh, here's an encounter. You gotta fight this guy, and then you take another couple of steps. Oh, there's another trainer. He's gonna say something stupid like, you know, I like pancakes, and then you're in another fight. It just like, I don't know. I did enjoy in Pokemon the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl the underground mode they added. That was kind of a little bit more open and kind of more what I was looking for, where I can kind of explore at my leisure and find different Pokemon and stuff under there. That was fun. I enjoyed that. But otherwise, that game didn't leave a strong impression. And I started Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which I know was kind of a remake of the first one, sort of, but they kind of, you know, kind of neuter it in some ways, I guess, where it's like, you know, I know that's kind of another controversial game, and that's another one I didn't really get into a whole lot, but I do want to go back because I fell off of it. I only played it for a few hours. But I do want to go back to that. Oh, I love the music on this one. This one's got really good kind of somber, soft music. It's like it's tranquil, but also kind of melancholy at the same time. Here we got to look out for these giant snowflakes that do hurt us for whatever reason. This is a good song. The track even feels cold, if that makes sense. Like, obviously it's supposed to convey like you're in this snowy, forested area, but it's like, I don't know, like if you listen to this track like while it's cold in your room, if you crank up the AC or something, or if you're like outside in the snow, it really adds an extra layer to it. Kind of sounds like something out of a Metroid game, just with that sense of like isolation and stuff that the music kind of conveys, just like it does in those games. But yeah, this is another really good level. But yeah, that's pretty much the full extent of my Pokemon experience. I was at a a GameStop recently, and then this other used game store, and I bought a couple of the 3DS games. I actually had Pokemon X. I bought it forever ago, and I hardly played it like at all. It was technically the first one that I ever actually owned and played, because there was this girl I had a crush on at the time, and she was into Pokemon, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a Pokemon game even though I don't care for it, and that'll be something I can relate with her on, and we can talk about Pokemon. And then I just kind of played it for about an hour and just fell off and just didn't touch it again. So someday I'll go back and play X, but that was back like probably like 2015 whenever I bought that game. But more recently though, I was at just like a couple weeks ago actually, I was at a GameStop and this other used game store, and I picked up Pokemon Moon. I wasn't sure if I should. They didn't have like Ultra, because I know there's like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't really know what all the differences are, but I was just like, I'll just buy this one because it's here on the store shelves. So I got Pokemon Moon, and I also got what's the IGN 7 out of 10 too much water one? Alpha Sapphire, I think it was. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So I got that, but I've not played either of those. So yeah, I think I've got, in one form or another, I guess I own most of the Pokemon generations now. I don't have like Black and White, and then, but other than that, I think that's most of them, right? Because Gen 1, technically, I know it's maybe not, people might not say it's the best version of it, but technically, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that's Gen 1, right? And then Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, that's Gen 2. Then what's Gen 3? I might not have that one either. Is that Gold and Silver? Oh, I think that might be Gold and Silver. So I don't have Gen 3. Then Gen 4 I've got with the Omega, not Omega, it's so hard to think about these names. I'm really struggling here. It all just kind of runs together. The Diamond and Pearl, the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, that's Gen 4. So Gen 5, I guess, is Black and White, so I don't have that one. Gen 6, X and Y, I have that one. Then Gen 7 is the Sword and Shield, so I've got that. And then Gen 8 is the Scarlet and Violet. So I guess I've got about half, well, a little over half. I got like, what, 5 out of 8? I don't know. It's hard to think and play games at the same time and talk and get your thoughts together. But I've got the majority. I'm missing a couple there, and then I've only played a handful of them. A lot of the ones I named I haven't even played or I haven't finished. But we'll get there eventually. 6 out of 8 I think is what I've got. We'll look out for the giant snowflakes. Those woke liberal snowflakes have come to get their revenge. That's a joke. That's a joke. My jokes do not represent my political beliefs. I'm just being stupid. Hypothetically, though, if I were going to talk about politics, I'm an independent, so there's there's some things I admire on both sides, but then there's also a lot of crap in both parties too. So I like to keep things moderate and down the middle. But yeah, we're trucking right along here. We're on 6.6 Cliffside Slide. Bit of a tongue twister. Let's grab another sip of our liquids. I know there's one level in this world. This is kind of a neat one, another silhouette level. There's one level in this world that has a secret exit, but I don't remember which one it is. So hopefully we've not already passed that one. I'm trying to think which one that was that had the secret. I feel like it might have been. Did it have been World 4? Or I mean Level 4? I feel like it might have been, or maybe it was in Level 3. I can't remember. I think we will have to go back and replay one of them though. I'll have to think about it and hopefully it'll come back to me here. But this is a neat one where it's just like a big avalanche where we're scaling this snowy mountainside to the summit here where it's all just collapsing. got that epic music again. We got some dinosaur fossils in the background because this was from this level is based on World 6 from Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was kind of a canyon-y level with just tar pits and stuff everywhere. But yeah, so I've played a handful of Pokemon games, and then as far as RPGs go, it's kind of a genre I'm only just more recently getting into, because I've started playing the Dragon Quest games. Other than that, my experience, for years, my only RPG experience was the Mario RPGs, which are fantastic, by the way. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is my favorite game of all time. I adore that game. The story is great. It goes some places you wouldn't expect. I love the unique characters are really interesting. The plot of the game, it's so funny. And the plot, the way it all ties in together is just so masterfully well done. But the gameplay is also just really fun. The RPG mechanics, there's a lot of depth and complexity to them, but it's not so much that I can't handle it, because that's a big problem for me with a lot of RPGs, is just that I get overwhelmed by just the complicated systems. But yeah, the Paper Mario games are great. The Mario and Luigi games are great. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga in particular is a phenomenal game. It's hilarious. Really excited for the new Mario and Luigi coming out. And then I'm wanting to get into other RPGs. I played a few hours of Earthbound, but I never finished it. I played a little bit of Undertale, but never really finished that one either. If you want to call that game an RPG, it kind of is. It's got random encounters and stuff. I don't like random encounters, I'll be honest. That's a thing that makes the Pokemon games hard to get into, the older ones in particular, where you just, every time you walk into a patch of grass and then, the enemy jumps out. Not a big fan of that. Yeah, I've never really played Final Fantasy. I played an hour of Final Fantasy VII, but then I just got bogged down with so many other games. But I want to go back to, I want to buy, they've got that collection out now that's got the first 6 Final Fantasy games, the Pixel Remaster or whatever. So I kind of want to play those. I've heard 6 is one of the best ones. So I'll probably start with 7, because I feel like I hear people talk about that one the most. Play Final Fantasy 7, and then from there do Final Fantasy 6, and then after that I'm not sure. But I want to play those. I enjoyed the hour that I did play of Final Fantasy VII. It did have random encounters, which isn't my favorite thing, but it didn't bother me too much. In that hour I played, the soundtrack was really good. The plot was interesting. I didn't realize that you're a eco-terrorist or whatever, and that the whole thing's about environmentalism, so that's kind of weird. I didn't expect that. Oh, this one here I think is the one that has the secret exit, so we didn't miss it, so that's good. It's this factory level, Frozen Frenzy. This one's also got really good music. It's remixed from the factory level from the original Donkey Kong Country game on the Super Nintendo. Then I've bought both of the Monster Hunter Stories games. I haven't been able to get into the mainline Monster Hunter games. Maybe if I had somebody to play it with. But the Stories spin-offs are RPGs, and so I played the second one. I never finished it. For whatever reason, I just kind of fell off of it. But I really enjoyed what I played of it, though. I really liked that game quite a lot. I love the art style. It looks really cool. In some ways, it kind of looks like Breath of the Wild or something, where it's got kind of the cell shading and everything. And it's just got some really... it's really pleasant color palette and stuff, and just the vibrancy of the backgrounds, the vistas and stuff in the game. The lighting looks great. But I never finished it. I fell off of that game for whatever reason. RPGs are such a commitment too. I think that's part of the problem. But I'm always starting RPGs and then never finishing them. It's a real problem. What other ones? Xenoblade Chronicles. I got pretty far into it. I want to play the other ones like Xenoblade 2 and stuff. But yeah, I got probably 70 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles. But then I never finished it. I got to this one boss that was kind of tricky. Xenoblade's one of those games where I like exploring the open areas and doing the side quests and stuff, but the actual turn-based battle mechanics is where it gets a little complicated, and it kind of turns me off from it. So I kind of hit a brick wall where I got stuck on this one particular boss fight, and it was just like, man, like the battle mechanics just don't really click with me, and I'm getting more frustrated than I'm actually having fun with it. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other RPGs that I've played. I don't know if you really want to call it an RPG or not, but because it's kind of more of like a grid-based, like kind of I guess like a real-time strategy game, I guess is what you would call it. But like, I've never played Fire Emblem really. I've always heard good things. Before the eShop shut down, I did purchase Fire Emblem Awakening from the eShop. I played a demo, and I really enjoyed the demo. So I thought, well, I'll try the demo, and if I like it, then I'll download it before the eShop closes down. And yeah, I thought the demo was really fun. I thought the 3D effects looked really, really good, which I wasn't really expecting that. But yeah, I've not had a chance to play it or anything yet. And then yeah, I bought some other RPGs before the eShop closed down too. I got Fantasy Life, I think is kind of a action RPG, I guess. I've heard really good things about it. Some people say that's the best 3DS game, but I've never played it. I always wanted to. And I know they're coming out with a sequel here shortly. It's supposed to come out, I think, next month, but then it got delayed into like next year or something, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I've not started that one yet. So there's so many RPGs that I've either played and never finished, or I bought it but I never got very far into it, or just never started it rather. But yeah, I know like there's some other ones I'm kind of interested in. Like on the 3DS, there's a series. It's like a Bravely Default. I've heard really good things about that. Thought he was going to raise his thing up again, but he just kept walking toward me. There's one I remember when this one came out on the Wii U. It's a Ubisoft game called Child of Light that I think is like a turn-based RPG. It's interesting though because it's like a 2D game, so it's like a side-scrolling RPG, I think. But I always wanted it. It always goes on sale for like $5. It's on like Switch and stuff, but I think it's also for free on PlayStation, Premium or whatever they call their subscription service now. So yeah, I'd like to play that one at some point. But yeah, there's a lot of RPGs out there, but they just take so much time to get through. So that's the big reason why I've just never finished a lot of them, because it's just kind of a intimidating thing to think about. So I don't know. That's something I need to work on, because a lot of them, they've got really good stories. Like, I'm very interested to see where they go. But yeah, I played a little bit of Golden Sun when they put that on the Switch Online, the GBA games. So I've heard a lot of praise about Golden Sun. That one didn't really click with me. I don't know about that one. We'll play this level again here because we got to get the secret exit. We need to have Dixie Kong, so hopefully we don't lose her. Yeah, Golden Sun, it didn't really do it for me. I know a lot of people want the character from that in Smash Brothers, like Isaac is the name of the main character. They also want Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, I think it is. I've never played the Tales of games either. That's another one that I bought that game while it was on sale, because I've heard really good things, but I haven't got around to playing it yet. So yeah, I got so many RPGs in my backlog. But hopefully they'll click with me and I'll enjoy all of them, because it's like I want to love RPGs. It's always just been a hard genre for me to get into because of just the complexity of the mechanics, and then also just just how long they are. I guess that's probably a big reason why I love platformers like this so much, is because it's pretty simple. Like they can be challenging, but as far as like what you're doing, like you're just running and jumping for the most part. There's more nuance to them than that, but it's you don't have all these complicated menus throwing all this information at you and these really deep, intricate systems. And they're also just kind of on the shorter side. Most platformers maybe 10-ish hours long, give or take, some shorter, some longer. I've played platformers maybe about 5 hours. I played some that's maybe, if you want 100% everything, maybe closer to 20 or 30, but that's usually, you know, more of an exception than the rule. So I don't know. Turn-based RPGs I just don't think are the most accessible genre to get into, but I really want to, though, because I'm very fascinated by a lot of them. So I don't know. Hopefully in the coming years I can play more of them. Technically not an RPG, but I've also been trying to get into Kingdom Hearts, but their systems also kind of frustrate me a little bit, which I would say it's less to do with the battle mechanics and more just probably my biggest frustration with Kingdom Hearts, because I played the first one a couple years ago, was just how lost I kept getting in the like on the map. Like I just could not figure out where the heck I'm supposed to go. Like it was just so confusing. And then I played the one that comes after that. I think is the was it Chain of Memories? I forget, whichever one it is that's like got the card-based system. And I played it for an hour or something. And it's just not that fun. Like I really want to play Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's like I know I'm supposed to play this other game first for the plot or whatever, and it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just watch that one on YouTube and then play Kingdom Hearts 2, because it just the combat system with like the card mechanics would just kind of, it didn't really do anything for me. So I don't know, but yeah, technically not an RPG. I guess those games are kind of an action RPG, but they're by Square Enix, who makes, you know, most RPGs. Oh, and then they also made like Chrono Trigger. I've heard great things about that, but I've never played it, which that one's not really so much my fault that I haven't played it. Also just doesn't have a modern version. I think it was on the Super Nintendo and then got remade on the DS, I think it was, but yeah, I've never played that. Then there's like the Mana games, like Secret of Mana and Trials of Mana and all that. I've never really played those. So, I don't know. A lot of RPGs in my backlog. Hopefully whoever's watching this is interested in RPGs, because if not, I've just been talking your ear off. And you're just probably just tuning out of the video, because I've probably been going on about this for like the majority of this episode, honestly, for like the past 30 minutes. But yeah, I'll shut up about RPGs now. This is kind of an interesting one. We got this dynamite. We gotta blow stuff up, and then we've also gotta be careful not to get blown up ourselves. A lot of good games coming out this year I'm very excited for. I mentioned you know, a couple of RPGs being the Mario and Luigi Brothership game, and then also Dragon Quest 3 HD comes out this year. And then we got here in just a few days the Epic Mickey remake comes out. Just today the Plucky Squire came out, which is a game I've really been looking forward to. It takes a lot of inspiration from Zelda Link Between Worlds on 3DS, and then also from Super Mario Odyssey, with like the 2D upward, like the 2D sections where like you merge into the wall and you're just flat and you're kind of going around the wall or whatever. It's like 8-bit Mario. It's kind of just like a full game that takes that idea and runs with it. What am I doing? I gotta quit grabbing those 5 bananas. That game came out today. I might actually upload a video on it later. So I was going to buy the game on Switch. I think it's maybe like $20 or something. I don't know. But it's actually free, I believe. It's coming day 1 to PlayStation. So I'll probably download that whenever I get done recording. Sorry, Puzzle Piece. I could not get you. Could have if I had Dixie or somebody, but oh well. Not worth killing ourselves over that one puzzle piece. But yeah, the Plucky Squire is a game I've been really looking forward to. Had to concentrate, make sure we got that O. What else is coming out? We got a new Mario Party, Super Mario Party Jamboree's coming out next month, I think. Sonic plus Shadow Generations. I never played that game originally. Well, I had the 3DS version of Generations, but I've heard that version kind of sucks, or isn't as good anyway. I remember I liked it from when I played it, but that was a long time ago. So it'll be exciting to finally play the console version. But yeah, there's a lot of games coming out this year. Oh yeah, the new Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. I forgot about that one. I've honestly not been like super excited for that one. Like I don't know how well the gameplay is going to resonate with me. Hopefully I like it, but I don't know. It's interesting. This has really been the year for like female protagonists in games. We had you know, the Tomb. Oh gosh, are we gonna lose? Hold on. Okay, we barely got that one. I got a little hairy there. But yeah, a lot of games with female protagonists. We had the Tomb Raider collection with Lara Croft. We had Penny's Big Breakaway, where the main character is this girl named Penny. That's a really fun game. You should check out. It's a 3D platformer made by the people who did Sonic Mania. There was Princess Peach Showtime, Princess Peach's first game in like 20 years or something almost. And then you know, Zelda got her first game, if you don't count the old crappy CDI Zelda games. What else was there? I think the Shantae Advance game was supposed to come out this year, but I think that one might have got delayed into next year. But yeah, there's a lot of games this year coming out with female leads. That's pretty cool to see. I feel like there was more. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that was it. I'm trying to think. Was there anything? Yeah, I don't guess there was really anything Samus related that came out, like Metroid, because that would have been another. Okay, good. We almost missed that later. We did get Metroid Prime 4's first trailer this year, so that's kind of, you know, kind of goes in line, I guess, with this being the year of female video game protagonists. We maxed out our coins again, probably. Check and see here. We may have to spin some more of them, and Funky's flying by. Yep, we've got $9.99 again. Okay, let's go back real quick and spin some of these. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, Funky's flying by. Your tie is looking tubular, DK. Is that a cotton blend you got there? Oh. Alright, let's get... I like how... So it's not in this game because, you know, Cranky's actually a playable character this time. But we keep getting repeats. What the crap? You get way too many repeats from this machine. I don't know. They should have adjusted the probability of that. Like, I don't know. Because there's so many different figurines to get, especially since we waited till the end of the game. Where they're all available, but yeah. Once we get done here, I'll try to remember. We'll go through the gallery. We'll check some of these out. Check out the concept art we've unlocked from getting the puzzle pieces. Won't have all of them, but you know, however much we do have, we'll show it off. All right, back to it. Icicle Arsenal. I think there's a Ratchet and Clank game called Up Your Arsenal, so that's pretty funny. Kind of a double entendre. Is that the word? Am I saying that right? Never played that game though. I'm not the biggest Ratchet and Clank guy. I played the remake of the first game that was on PS4, and I also played the newest one. What was it? I'm having a brain fart. What was that one called? Rift Apart. It was alright. I know a lot of people really were praising that game. It was nominated for Game of the Year when it came out. But I don't know. I just thought it was okay. just not really my cup of tea, I guess. But it was fun. It just didn't blow me away. Love this music. It's almost like a dubstep remix of the main theme of the. Oh, come on! This big guy again. I don't know what his name is, but I'm just gonna call him Boris. He looks like he would be a Boris. I am Boris Strogivsky. I am Russian. What was I saying? I've had a brain fart. I was talking about something, but now it's slipped past me. Oh well. I know I was saying earlier about games coming out next year too. The DK one, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, HD. I'm trying to think what else. 'Cause I feel like there's more than that we know of already coming out next year, but I don't know. A lot of exciting games coming out though. I'm hoping maybe we'll get a Nintendo Direct this month. And sometime next year we've got a brand new system coming out. I don't know when they're going to announce that, but the follow-up to the Nintendo Switch, so that's going to be pretty exciting whenever they officially unveil that. Who knows what games we'll get for that launching next year? Probably a new Mario Kart. Maybe been a lot of rumors about an open world 3D Mario game, kind of like Breath of the Wild, but with Mario. So that would be awesome if that ends up being true. Maybe we'll get a new Smash Brothers. So I don't know. It's untelling, man, but it's exciting. It's been a great. I don't think there's ever been a better time to be a gamer, to be honest. The games that have come out really since 2017, every year has just been just such a treat of just so many awesome games to play. Really makes up for the dark ages of back when Nintendo was really struggling during the Wii U era and just kind of putting out a lot of crap. If I'm being completely honest, it was kind of embarrassing to be a Nintendo fan during that time. Like they were making some questionable decisions from about 2012 to 2016. It wasn't fun. But yeah, the dark ages are behind us. We're still living the Renaissance, and yeah, hopefully even with like Sony, I know they've kind of been making some questionable decisions lately, like the whole Concord fiasco. But Astrobot's been doing really well, so I hope they learn some important lessons from that and realize that it's okay to make smaller, lower budget games like that that are more kind of have more of that broad appeal, like Nintendo's games that they make, and that not everything has to be this big AAA bajillion-dollar thing, Because personally, that's what I prefer, is the stuff like Astrobot. Like I've just recently got a PS5, and it's been a couple of years, but it's my first time owning a PlayStation system, and I've been going through their catalog of games that I missed out on for years, and that's kind of the stuff that really resonates with me from PlayStation, is like Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Ratchet and Clank guy. I wish I was, but like Sackboy and Astro and like Ape Escape, like those are the games that I'm here for, So it'd be great if Sony goes back to making more of that. Like, when was the last time we got a Sly Cooper or a Jak and Daxter game? Probably like 20 years or something at this point, So it's just like, where's it at? Maybe not that long, at least for Sly Cooper, but still, like, far longer than it should be. Oh, we're okay. Ah, all right. Well, we died. Let's try that again. I got a little overwhelmed there while I was talking, and then there was just madness with the barrels happening, and I was like, good Lord, what am I doing right now? Go, DK, go. We probably don't really need to get those again. Probably not going to do a whole lot of talking because I'm just going to try to concentrate here this time. Make sure we don't miss this G. Okay, these ones shoot by themselves, so I don't need to worry there. Ow, I did the same thing I did last time almost. Okay, there we go. Let's, okay, barely got that. I was a little nervous there. Trying to tilt it back that way it would angle up for us and we could, yeah. But that's that one. Should be getting fairly close to the end of this world. We've been, we're 55 minutes into the recording. So yeah, we got, let's see. Yeah, okay, we got this one, and then we got the final boss, plus I guess the last DK level. I think we might call it here. Typically I've been doing it kind of like one world per episode, but I think this will probably be good to keep this one from being too long, and also from keeping our final episode from being too short. Because on our last episode we'll do this, we'll do 6-8, and then we'll do the temple level for this world and the final boss, and then that'll leave us with the 3 levels and the special world 7 we unlock after the final boss. And then yeah, that should probably equal close to an hour by the time we do all that. And then if we look through what we've got of the concept art gallery and stuff. So yeah, I think we'll call it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you aren't already. I would greatly appreciate it. This channel could use any and all exposure that it can get, because I've only just recently started doing this. We're currently standing at like you know, maybe 60-ish followers, give or take. But yeah, so if you want to, you know, if you like the content, if you want to spread the word, let people know about it to tune in, I would greatly appreciate it. But you know, understand if that's asking too much. You just by being here and watching the video, that's you know, I appreciate that in and of itself so very much. But yeah, we will call it here. So once again, thank you guys so very much, and I will catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.